11 Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Live from Fort Worth, Texas, Week 8 of the Simulation Football League's 15th season rolls on from the Stockyards, the home stadium of the Fort Worth Toros, who welcome in their freshly minted rival from just 37 miles down I-35, the Lone Star Glory. It's the second game of the season between these newly minted SFL teams in the state of Texas. Hello and a very warm welcome. I am Michael Torillo. Alongside me today is Benji Matson. Benji, big clash in the biggest state for football that there is.
Indeed, Michael. Good to be with you on this September Sunday. Septembers were made for football, and we have a great game ahead of us here today. Lone Star Glory, 0-3 on the road, but they're 1-up on Fort Worth this season. For Lone Star this week, defensively, the game plan is to tackle Jason Williams. Thrilliums, they call him. If they are not careful, he's going to run through them today. But they're going to try and wrap him up and take him to the ground. Offensively, Ace Phoenix is going to need to continue his strong play, get the ball to his weapons across the field. Liam Hammer, Dave Axis, and tight end Adam Williams is having a great rookie campaign. And then for Fort Worth, at home, they've already lost once today. The Lone Star Glory, they don't want, or this week, the season I should say, they don't want to be swept. They're going to need to play through Jason Williams on the ground, set up that passing attack with Xander Gould's offensive weapons on the side, on the outside. I think this is going to be a great, close contest today. Both teams are pumped up for this one. This is indeed a rivalry, a great one in the making here between these two teams, Lone Star Glory and Fort Worth Toros. I'm excited to get this one started.
Both the Toros and the Glory are 3 and 4, and they joined 13 other teams at 3 and 4. Don't go anywhere. Kickoff is next. We are getting down to the nitty-gritty. Just 5 games left to go before the playoffs are decided. It's the second ever edition of the I-35 shootout, and it comes to you right now as the kick is away. Fort Worth will start with the ball first. Cameron Curtis on the return, and he takes it up to their own 23-yard line. Let's meet the Toros offense. They're led by Xander Gould, the quarterback. Running back Jason Williams, Chris Komisak is the fullback. Wide receivers Stephen Hacker, Cade Stevens, and Cameron Curtis. Robert Garrett Jr. a tight end, and Bodacious Tuff on the offensive line. They wear all blue today, going from right to left here in the first quarter. Gold under center with Jason Williams behind him. Thrilliums, the nickname for the big man wearing number 34. Gold to the near side on first down. Caught. And a 3-yard gain for Stephen Hacker. Here is the defense for the Lone Star Glory. On the defensive line, it's Yogi Barr, Hugo Reynosa, Al Lewis, and Jukin Rukin. Linebackers Brian Craven, Doug Day, and Freddie Trammell. Corners Mickey McGuire and Lee Pato. And safeties Thomas Smith and Lincoln Kingseed Sr. After the 3-yard pickup, second down and 7 from the Fort Worth 26-yard line. Just 20 seconds gone by here in the opening quarter. Gold against the 4-man rush, drops back, throws to the far side into traffic as it's caught. Just short of the first down marker. It'll be 3rd down and 1. As Robert Garrett Jr., the tight end, picks up his first catch of the afternoon.
Xander Gould connecting early with Robert Garrett Jr. This is a great sign for the Toros. The cowboy Robert Garrett, only 1 reception last week in the Toros game. Important to get him started early today.
3rd down 1. First handoff for Williams, and he runs right through like a hot knife through butter. Picks up a first down to the Fort Worth 37-yard line. And let's take a look at the Fort Worth Toros. This is their first SFL season as an expansion team. Their owners, Luis Gonzalez and Stephen Hacker, both were in the Queen City organization for the last couple of seasons and had the number 1 pick in this last draft and picked linebacker David Horrell. He'll be on the field the first time the Lone Star Glory have the football. 1st and 10. Gold handoff. Williams leaps over a down defender and will only get 2 up to the 33-yard line. And one of the more interesting battles that we're going to see today, you mentioned it off the top, are the linebackers for Lone Star against Jason Williams.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that their one key today is just Jason Williams. Wherever he goes, you got to tackle him. Equally active in the passing game as he is in the running game. They just have to have his eyes on him at all time.
Gold back to pass, pressure in his face, steps up in the pocket, throws into traffic, and it's caught into Lone Star Glory territory. Steven Hacker has his second catch of the game. Had only 3 receptions for 12 yards last week in a win against St. Louis, but he did score a touchdown.
Yeah, an odd game last week for Fort Worth. We'll talk a little bit of it throughout the day, but it's great to see Xander Gold going to his receivers here early in this game.
No receivers to the far side. Strong sideline, shift to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Gold 3-step drop, plenty of time to work. He's just going to throw short as nobody was open deep. And it's going to be a 7-yard pickup on first down. It'll bring up 2nd and 3 from the 41-yard line. That's Lorenzo Perry, the second tight end.
Some yards, better than no yards. On this first drive of the game, they're doing what they have to do, keeping moving forward, getting some good yardage here. Sets up a 2nd and short.
They'll flip the script in terms of wide receivers, both of them now to the right. Williams up the middle, first down and more, breaks 1 tackle and is finally dragged down from behind at the Lone Star 30-yard line. William McGonigal had to drag him down, and there's not been much resistance to the Toros offense on this opening drive.
Now, and watch on this replay here, Jason Williams breaks that first tackle, cuts through the weeds there and gets some positive yards before he's finally brought down, and that's going to be a key here in this game. He's so active on the field in the rushing game and that swing passing game that the first attacker to Jason Williams has to wrap him up and has to tackle him. Don't let Jason Williams break that first tackle on these plays.
1st and 10 from the 30-yard line of Lone Star Glory. The Toros looking to punch it in on the first play from scrimmage. That's better from the front 7 for Lone Star, holding Williams to just a 2-yard gain. Brian Craven in on the tackle.
Absolutely. 2/3 of the Bash brothers involved there, and I think that's going to be key to having a successful game against Jason Williams here by this linebacking crew. The first man to the ball, wrap him up, and wait for your partner in crime to help clean up the mess.
7 in the box, potentially 8 in the box now for the Glory. They're going to run it to Williams, who sheds 1 tackler and picks up 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 3. And one of the things I wanted to mention is this Lone Star Glory defense is usually pretty good against the run, averaging under 100 yards given up per game.
Yeah, that's one of their strengths, definitely on the defensive side of the ball for Lone Star Glory. They definitely have their work cut out for them today, though, here on the road against Fort Worth and Jason Williams.
Offset eye. Chris Komisak, the fullback, graces the field for the first time today. 2 receivers to the right of Gold, who's under center. Drops back to throws short over the middle. That pass is caught and pushed out of bounds at the 16-yard line as Robert Garrett Jr. into the red zone go the Toros.
Awesome play here to pick up the first down for Fort Worth, keeping this drive going, extending it. Safe plays in the passing game here early for Xander Gold. I think it's something they maybe talked about this week. Don't want to make any rash decisions early in this game when you've got Jason Williams running so well behind you.
Williams alone. Bunch formation, 3 receivers to the far side. Over the middle it goes, and it's tipped and intercepted. And that is how you stop momentum. Lone Star Glory pick up the football. It'll be their ball at their own 15-yard line.
Great play on defense here for Lone Star Glory. Ball tipped up in the air, and just opportunistic play by the secondary to swoop that one up, and that's a drive killer right there. Fort Worth was putting together a fantastic first drive to open this game, running the ball with Jason Williams, Xander Gold making great passes, and that one was out of his control on that tipped ball. But great play by Lone Star Glory brings the offense onto the field.
Eugene Obgaron made the interception off of the deflection. And now 1st and 10 for the Glory. Back to pass is Ace Fennick, and he's over the middle, and it's almost intercepted. It was in and out of the hands of J.L. Browning. Here is the offense for the Lone Star Glory. Ace Fennick is their first-round pick quarterback. Ike McBride is the running back. Cameron Collier, the fullback. Liam Hammer and Dave Axis, the wide receivers. Adam Williams, the tight end. Marty Maidenfort, Ryan Caudill, and Bobo Caudill on the offensive line. 2nd down and 10 for the 15-yard line after the incompletion. First handoff of the game goes to McBride. She barrels forward close to a first down, picks up 9 yards right through the heart of the defense, and we got 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Great first run here by Ike McBride. Lone Star Glory have had some difficulties running the ball here in this mid part of the season, but they need to stick with it today. We know Ace Finnick and his crew are going to sling it when they need to, but I think it's going to be important for them to continue to feed Ike McBride, let her get some positive momentum here on the ground early in this game.
Third down, 1, I formation behind Fennec. It's going to be McBride right to the middle. First down, barrels over a defender and gets all the way to the 30-yard line. So they've gone 15 yards since picking up the first football off of the interception. Here's the defense for the Toros. Joey Schwint, Catherine Horrell, Mufasa Kamau, and Gary Marks on the defensive line. E.K. Vincent, J.L. Browning, and David Horrell, the linebackers. Aiden Davis and Nacho Sicario, the corners. Jonathan Taylor Scansang, Ben Stone, and Delaney Nash, the safeties. Here's McBride again, up the middle, barrels over a defender, and gets 8 yards on first down. And maybe contrary to what we were thinking coming into the game, it may be that the Toros defense have to deal with McBride more than the Lone Star defense is going to have to deal with Jason Williams.
Absolutely. I think it's a great game plan idea here to get her involved early, try and see if they can force some parts of yards down that field against this Fort Worth Toros defense early.
Second down and 2. Up the middle and close to a first down. Not quite getting enough yardage is Cameron Collier, the fullback, on his first carry. Collier, 181 yards and 2 touchdowns coming into the game. And Lone Star has a long history, but this is their first season back in Texas as Lone Star Glory. They spent a lot of time in Dallas and then a couple of seasons in Seattle before the franchise returned to the Lone Star State. To the far side, Fennec caught up near midfield and driven out of bounds at the Fort Worth 47-yard line is Dave Axis.
Dave Axis had a fantastic game last week for the Lone Star Glory. 3 touchdowns for Dave Axis and that fantastic almost comeback against Sioux Falls last week. Ace Finnick and his team were really slinging it there in that fourth quarter, having great success through the air. They've kind of been leaning on that passing game in recent weeks. I think with just a slow start to the running game week in, week out. The emphasis on it here, the running game that is, early in this drive, I think bodes well for Lone Star Glory and their game plan this week.
Fennec in the gun, back to pass, throws over the middle. It's caught in double coverage all the way down to the Fort Worth 31-yard line. That's Adam Williams, the tight end, with his first catch of the game.
Yeah, the big rookie out of Hudson, Wisconsin, enjoying a fantastic rookie year. Big target for Ace Finnick, ringing in at 6'6", 280 pounds. He's a big target for Ace Finnick across the middle there.
2 receivers split out wide to the left. Fennec changes the play at the line. He's got both McBride and Collier in the backfield behind him. 8 in the box for the Toros. Handoff, McBride running left, gets a nice block and is cut out after a gain of only 3 up to the 28-yard line.
They like to involve Ike McBride both in the running game and in the passing game. 10 receptions last week, only 12 yards on those 10 receptions, but still targeted 10 times, made all of her catches last week. We haven't seen her get involved in the passing game yet, but with the way things are going early in this drive, they want to make Ike McBride a focal point of this offense.
Bunch formation left. Fennec back to pass. He stands in the pocket. Plenty of time. Now steps up, throws to the far sideline, and it's knocked away and incomplete, intended for Dave Axis.
Dangerous pass over there to the left. Dave Axis found his spot in the field and set up shop there while Ace Finnick was scanning the field. He came back to Dave Axis maybe as a last resort there on that play, but it was a dangerous pass by Ace. They're lucky that that ball was incomplete, frankly. Now they got a 3rd and 7, a winnable down and distance here for them as they're on the Fort Worth Toros side of the field.
From the Fort Worth 28-yard line, back to pass is Fennec with a 7-step drop. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to go down to the pressure from the Toros defensive line, and they get the first sack of the ball game. It's Joey Schwint, his 5th of the season.
Ace was showing some patience there in the pocket, had to step up a few times, but just didn't have anyone open downfield. Thought ring that up maybe as a coverage sack. Joey Schwint, great rush there around the edge to pick up that sack. Timely play there by the Toros defense. It's going to force Lone Star to attempt the field goal.
This is going to be a very long field goal. It's going to be about 50 yards. The kicker for Lone Star Glory is Wally Herman. Herman gets it away. And it is good from 50 yards on the dot. And the Lone Star Glory take an early 3-point lead.
Solid kick by Wally Herman there to split the uprights with that kick. Would have been good for another 5 yards away. He's got the distance today. Great start by Lone Star Glory.
We will step away from the first time today. Lone Star leads Fort Worth 3-0. And the Toros have the ball when we come back. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Welcome back to Fort Worth, Texas. The Toros will have the ball after the 50-yard field goal make by Wally Herman gave the Lone Star Glory a 3-0 lead. Let's shine the spotlight a little bit on Xander Gold, the fifth-season quarterback for the Fort Worth Toros, previously with the New Orleans Pharaohs. And the most interesting thing about Xander Gold, 99 career touchdowns, 99 career interceptions. He's one of each away from breaking triple digits. First and 10 from the 20-yard line. 1:51 to go, first quarter. Handoff, Williams. Plenty of room to run. Makes a spin move. And will pick up 7 yards on first down to the Fort Worth 27-yard line. Benji, talk to me a little bit about Xander Gold.
Came back to the Toros this season and wanted to make another run at a championship with a young team. And so far this year, he's been playing great. Started out well. They're kind of middle of the road on a number of offensive statistics, and we know they like to start and finish these games with Jason Williams on the ground. But Xander Gold, very capable, big gun on his arm there, capable of making the throws and getting them into tight corners. He's got a great staple of receivers on the outside and the cowboy up the middle. He's got a ton of weapons at his disposal. He can explode at any time. Looking forward for him to have a good game today.
Under 1:20 left in the first quarter. Handoff, Williams, and Williams gets blasted back at the original line of scrimmage. Actually, will fall forward and give him 1 yard. Third down to Doug Day with the tackle.
Doug Day is one of those Bash brothers there at that linebacker spot. For Lone Star Glory, they're going to be very active today. We'll probably be calling their names a lot this afternoon.
Another handoff to Williams on third down, and he's going to be bottled up and dropped for a loss of 1. Back to the 27-yard line. No running room as the third Bash brother, Freddie Trammell, gets in there.
That's a fantastic play there by the Lone Star Glory defense, right alongside the game plan I might have talked about earlier. You know, Jason Williams is going to, at that point of attack, he usually breaks that first tackle. But that was a great wrap-up there by Freddie Trammell and tackle. He brought him to the ground. The Lone Star Glory is zeroed in today on defense.
Punt by Ray Einhorn away from just past his own 20-yard line. The returner for the Glory is Lee Pado, and he's going to be dropped at the 36-yard line, his own 36. With just 17 seconds left to go first quarter. And the first matchup between these two teams this season, the Lone Star Glory won at home 23-10. And the Lone Star Glory looking to do the sweep over their I-35 rivals today. In both teams in their inaugural seasons. Throw to the far side, caught by Axis. Axis close to a first down. He's going to be about a half a yard short, and that will most likely end the first quarter, as we only have 4 seconds left in it. Clock ticks down to triple zeros. We head to the end of the first quarter. Lone Star Glory 3, Fort Worth Toros nothing. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Welcome back to the Stockyard Stadium in Fort Worth, Texas. The hometown Fort Worth Toros have a 3-0 or trail 3-0 over the visiting Lone Star Glory. I'm Michael Trillo. Benji Matson is along with me. Jack Brown and Alan Armitage are on steps. Handoff up the middle to Ike McBride. Barrels over one defender and needed number 1 overall pick David Horrell to bring her down after picking up a first.
Ike McBride, she's ready to play today. She wants that ball. Great run there to pick up the first down. Second drive of the game for Lone Star. Good start for them so far. What they're doing on offense is working well. Let's see if they can keep going on this drive.
Fennick to the far side. That was dangerous and almost intercepted. And Dave Axis almost had to play defense there. It'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 49.
Yeah, defense is something wide receivers aren't used to playing. Not quite sure if Dave Axis is ready to play defense today. But he didn't have to on that play. Ace just missed on that pass. Maybe wanted to get rid of that one a bit too soon, and that route didn't quite develop like planned on the outside for Dave Axis.
Fennick still a rookie. He was selected in the first round. He's back to pass on 2nd and 10. He's going to check it down as he gets drilled, and McBride will pick up 4 yards out to the 45-yard line, so gets something out of nothing. Fennick, the first-round pick for the Lone Star Glory, played his minor league ball with the San Jose Flight, and through this season before today's game had 1,800 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. Minute gone by, 2nd quarter. To the far side, there's McBride again, and is stood up short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and 4 at the Fort Worth 41-yard line.
2 plays in a row with the same pass route there by McBride, swinging out to the right. I think the first play on that second down was kind of a escape route there for Ace Fennick, but it looked like they had Ike McBride's name called on that particular play. Just didn't work out for them. Oh, they're lining up like they're going to go for it. 4th and 2.
Offense on the field. Oh, they got him to jump. It's going to be a free first down. The pass falls incomplete as it was deflected away by Ben Stone, but it does not matter as somebody on the defensive line jumped, and the Lone Star Glory drive will continue.
Number 99, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And that jumper was Gary Marks, the rookie 3rd-round pick from Boise.
He was probably revving the engine up there, getting ready to jump that snap and make a big play there. Just got a little bit too excited and hit the green light before he should have.
Oftentimes, you just try and get the defense to jump offside and don't actually call a play there. And it worked out this time as through the middle goes the fullback Collier, and he'll pick up 9 yards to the 26-yard line.
7 rushing attempts so far on the day for Lone Star Glory. I think that hopefully they continue to have success here on that offensive side of the ball with that running attack. But if they start to falter a little bit, I still think it's going to be important to keep the defense honest with the running game throughout today's game.
2nd down and inches. Ball resting almost over the line to gain, and up through the middle goes McBride, easily picking up a first down to the 20-yard line. This drive by Lone Star is eerily reminding me of the opening drive of the game from Fort Worth, where they went 56 yards all the way down the field into the red zone, mostly on the back of the running back. They did end up throwing an interception on that drive, so hopefully I didn't just jinx it for the Glory. 1st and 10 for Lone Star right at the 20-yard line. Fennick swings it to McBride, and McBride will only get 2.
I was waiting for an interception there. The broadcaster kiss of death, but didn't happen there, thankfully, for Lone Star. They live to fight another down. Short 2-yard game on that pass. Swing pass to the left, sets up a 2nd and 8. They're inside the red zone here now. Things are going to start to tighten up as this field shortens up.
From the 18-yard line, again a check down, this time to the fullback Collier. Runs over a defender and picks up 5 yards to the 12-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3. A little bit of power there from the fullback. Not really used to seeing him touch the ball very much. Only 54 receiving yards on the season coming into the game.
Cameron Collier made the best, though, on that play there. Stumbled a little bit once he rolled that ball in, but once he got his shoulder squared and headed downfield, he was a runaway truck on that play.
Fennick again, this time over the middle, into traffic and caught. It will be first and goal at the 4-yard line as Liam Hammer gets his first catch of the game. And that catch actually takes him over 600 yards receiving for the season.
One of the star wide receivers for this Lone Star Glory team. First reception of the day, but they're going to want to make sure he's involved as we move forward.
Bunch formation left, single right, first and goal from the 4. Fennick back to pass, chased and dropped from behind. Second sack of the game for Fort Worth, and it drops him all the way back to the 9-yard line.
Ace Fennick doesn't get sacked too much. Does a great job of moving in that pocket, staying mobile, kind of feeling out where the rush is coming from. He did a great job there, but initially escaping that rush, but just got caught too late there on that play. Brought down for the sack.
Mufasa Kamau on the sack on second and goal. It's McBride. Gets it back to the 6 for a 3-yard gain as Delaney Nash made the tackle.
Third and goal from the 5 or 6, I guess, is a tricky down and distance here for Lone Star Glory. They're not used to rushing the ball when we get in this close to the goal line. You know, Dave Axis 3 touchdowns last week. It'll be interesting to see what they call on this rather third and long type play.
3 wide receivers in an offset eye behind Ace Fennick, who's under center. 6-16 at the snap, 7-step drop. Fennick to the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. In tight coverage in the back of the end zone, and the Lone Star Glory extend their lead. It's Adam Williams' 5th touchdown of the season to lead the team.
He runs a great route just right to the back of the end zone, and the linebacker doesn't quite get his head turned around in time. The big tight end is able to reach up over the top, snag that ball, reel it in for the touchdown. Continuing his great play on the field here in his rookie campaign.
And how about the nice touch pass from Fennick? Just placed it over the outstretched arms of J.L. Browning. Extra point from Wally Herman, up and good. So the Glory well on their way to do the double over the Fort Worth Toros. They lead 10-0 halfway through the second half. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Back in Fort Worth, Texas at the Stockyard Stadium, the Toros down 10-0 to the visiting Lone Star Glory after the Ace Fennick touchdown pass to Adam Williams. That was Williams' 5th touchdown of the season. On the return, Cameron Curtis Up to the 19-yard line. Let's take a look at some tight ends who are at the top of the league. And obviously, you have to mention Mike Daggs, who's just blowing out everybody. Wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, doesn't matter. But we've got two pretty good tight ends in this game, and Williams just scored the touchdown, and we touched on Robert Garrett Jr. off the top as well.
Both tight ends enjoying fantastic seasons here in season 15, and we see they're on the leaderboard. Top 4, both those tight ends are in yards receiving this year.
Teardrop pass over the top, knocked away, as Stephen Hacker was the intended target. Lincoln Kingsey Jr. has his first action of the ball game, gets the pass defense.
Fort Worth's first drive was 11 plays, 56 yards, ended a bit too soon for their liking with that interception near the goal line. 4 and out on that, or 3 and out on that next possession. So they really haven't had the ball much in this game. Only one sustained drive. They need to get back to their game plan here on this third drive of the game.
Second down, 10. Handoff to Williams. And again, Williams stuffed, only a gain of 1 up to the 20. You said they needed to get back to the game plan, but the game plan currently isn't working as Doug Day collects another tackle.
Well, every time we see Jason Williams get met at the line of scrimmage like that or wrapped up early with a short game, we're talking about these 3 linebackers from Lone Star, these Bash brothers, playing well here in the second quarter.
That's a pass. Over the middle goes Xander Gold into tight coverage, and it's deflected and incomplete. McGuire knocked it away.
Looking for Cameron Curtis there. Had him running deep, and I just kind of threw it up there hoping he'd bring it down, but there was a bevy of Lone Star Glory defenders right there. Pass falls incomplete. Another 3 and out for Fort Worth, punting this ball back to Lone Star.
Second straight 3 and out after an 11-play, 56-yard drive to begin the game. They've gone 3 and out twice, and in that time, Lone Star has had 26 offensive plays and has scored twice. Nice return by Lee Pado up to the Fort Worth 46-yard line, so in Toro territory. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, you're watching the first controllerless esport where strategy and AI instead of thumbs determines the outcome. Teams submit game plans prior to the simulation, and the results play out live in real time with hundreds of viewers turned players, scouts, coaches, and team owners on the field to create an all-new kind of virtual reality. Visit www.simulationfl.net for more information. Fullback dive to Collier, and Cameron will pick up 3 yards on first down. This Toros defense hasn't performed as well maybe as we had expected, giving up 10 points in the first quarter and a half, as they are number 1 in yards per against a game.
Yeah, but one of the interesting side notes to that stat is that these drives have been short field drives so far for Lone Star Glory. They haven't had to escape from the shadows. Oh, sorry, Michael. They haven't had to escape from the shadow of their end zone here yet on any of these drives. So this Lone Star Glory defense is setting up the offense nicely. And here on their third drive of the game, Lone Star started inside Fort Worth territory. So short fields today for Lone Star.
Third down, 7, 4:30 to go second quarter. Lone Star with the ball in a 10-0 lead from the 42-yard line. Across the middle, caught, plenty of space for Axis to run. And Dave Axis gets up to the 25-yard line. Excuse me, that's Adam Williams, the tight end, up to the 25-yard line.
Third reception on the day for Adam Williams. Against Fort Worth a few weeks ago, he reeled in 5 receptions for 68 yards. Kind of a ho-hum day for the rookie tight end there. But he's had some monster games this year. He's had 3 100-yard receiving games, including his game last week. 10 receptions for the rookie tight end for 163 yards. So he is a weapon for Ace Finnick. Ace is going to be looking for him today.
As of now, leads the team in receiving touchdowns as he was on the receiving end of that pass attempt, but it was a little too hot for him, and it bounced off his hands. Second down and 10. He leads the team with 5 receiving touchdowns. Dave Axis has 4.
Lone Star Glory having success early in the game on the ground with Ike McBride on the early downs can only set up your passing attack for success in the later downs. Here's a 2nd and 10. Fort Worth is probably watching for the pass. We'll see what happens.
They do have 8 in the box in blue jerseys. Handoff, McBride right through the middle and actually makes 2 defenders miss before she gets 6 yards. And is down to the 19-yard line. The Lone Star Glory back in the red zone for the second time today. First time they were here, Ace Fennick threw a touchdown pass to Adam Williams.
They guessed right on that play, set up to defend the run, but Ike McBride breaking tackles. It's a great 6-yard run.
Third down 4. Fennick, pressure in his face, hit as he threw, but it's complete over the middle in triple coverage. How about Adam Williams? He's the go-to guy so far, and he's got a first down and goal from the 10-yard line.
Nothing like a big tight end if you're a quarterback. Your security blanket, the guy you look to. He's just a huge target out there on the field to throw that ball to. He's the ace up the sleeve for Ace today.
The 5-yard line goes Axis off the pass, and he's going to be dropped at the 3. And the Fort Worth Toros in danger of quickly going behind 3 scores before the half.
Getting in close to the goal here. Ace is doing a great job of spreading the ball around. The short passing game, not making any mistakes, holding on to possession. They're sustaining these drives. And here's another drive ending close to the goal line.
Second and goal, from the 3. Fennick back to pass, steps to the pocket, goes down again. 3rd sack of the game for Fort Worth. That's one thing that the defense for the Toros has been doing very well today. It's the 2nd for Mufasa Kamau.
Yeah, great rush on the edge by the big defensive tackle, actually coming up the middle there. Ace moved around in the pocket, sensing that pressure again. Mufasa Kamau tackled him, drove him into the turf. That was a big play on that 2nd down, sets up a 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal from the 8. Fennick back to pass, pressure in his face, and he's going to go down again. 2nd straight sack for the Toros, and we have hit the 2-minute warning. Lone Star holds in the red zone and will force a field goal, and that field goal will happen when we come back to Fort Worth, Texas. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Back in Fort Worth, Texas side, Michael Toretto, Benji Matson alongside me in commentary. Jack Brown and Alan Armotis are the stats crew. Just under 2 minutes to go. Minute 59, it is going to be a field goal from Wally Herman to try and put the Glory up 13-0. It is all the way, and it is good from 28 yards. And the Lone Star Glory now lead the Fort Worth Toros 13-0. And I'll rattle off some interesting stats here, Benji, before we get to the kickoff, rather. Coming into the game, the Fort Worth Toros averaged 22.5 points per game. The Lone Star Glory averaging 23.5. And on the defensive side, the Toros lead the league in a bunch of defensive categories, including total yards against per game, pass yards against per game, and passing touchdowns. As the return up to the 23-yard line from Cameron Collier. And the Lone Star Glory secondary gave up 315 yards against per game. That is worst in the league, but yet they forced 2 3-and-outs in a row from the Fort Worth offense, who really need to try and get something going here as we head down towards halftime. 1st and 10 for the Fort Worth 23-yard line. Minute 52 to go, 2nd quarter. Toros down 10-0 with the football. Gold handoff Williams, who's had Really no luck up the middle. Not much there as well. Gets 2 yards up to the 26.
Those are some really great stats there, Michael, that you rattled off. And I think that those stats, as far as Fort Worth's defense is concerned, I think they're still consistent today. The problem is that Lone Star Glory just has these short fields, but Fort Worth gets the ball back only down 13 because of their good defense in the red zone there. So they're still very much alive in this game, and they got plenty of clock to run down the field here for a score before the half.
Xander Gold deep down the middle, tipped and incomplete. Lincoln King-Seed Sr. there on the back end to knock it away. And when Xander Gold threw that tipped interception back in the first quarter, that was the 100th interception of his career. He also has 99 passing touchdowns and could break the century mark here today. That would also move him into sole possession of 15th place all time in the Simulation Football League in terms of passing touchdowns. 3rd down and 8 now. 3 receivers bunch to the right-hand side. Gold, plenty of time, over the middle, into traffic, and it's knocked away. It's Lincoln King-Seed Sr. again as he dropped Cameron Curtis as he was attempting to make the catch. 4th down and 8, and a 3rd straight 3-and-out forced by the Lone Star defense.
Defense is playing great here in this first half. Cameron Curtis running a similar route as the previous drive. It just came up empty again on that route. But we're going to be talking about this Lone Star Glory defense heading into half. Now look at the clock. They got a minute 14 left and all 3 timeouts.
And they could very well make it a 3-score game before the end of the half. The punter, Ray Einhorn, is on for Fort Worth, who's seen the field probably far too much for his liking today. And Lee Pato returns to the Lone Star Glory 40, so another decently short field for Lone Star. With a minute 6 to go, 3 timeouts. Up 13-0, Ace Fennick. This is probably as comfortable as Ace Fennick has felt going into halftime of a game this season.
Well, they have a chance to add to this lead too here with this minute to go in these timeouts. Let's see what they can do.
7 in the box for the Toros. They only rush 4. Fennick back to pass, and it's going to be the 4th sack of the game for the Toros. Man, the offensive line for Lone Star has just consistently crumbled under the pressure on those deep dropbacks.
Yeah, good defensive pressure by Fort Worth here. Ace took a big 9-yard loss on that first down. They don't look to be in a hurry now. 2nd and 19. They might just be playing for halftime here at this point.
This could be the last play of the half if they choose to make it so. Pump fake from Fennick over the middle into traffic. It is incomplete. As he was looking for Dave Axis, E.K. Vincent knocked the ball away. And that stops the clock with 30 seconds to go. 3rd down and 19 upcoming.
Good route here by Axis, just couldn't make the completion there. An interesting play call, I think, maybe. Looked to me like Lone Star Glory was to be content to let this clock run out. But then in 2nd and 19, they throw a pass that may be a bit ill-advised considering where they are on the field. Ace thought he saw something there with Dave breaking open. Sets up a 3rd and 19. You don't want to intercept or throw an interception here on this 3rd down play. Hopefully they line up and run the ball.
Pass is Fennick. He pumps, and he goes down. The 5th sack of the game for Fort Worth, and the Toros call their first timeout. Gary Marks got back there.
Gary Marks getting in on the sack party in the backfield. Great rush from the edge. Pump fake by Ace, but didn't have anyone open down the field, so took that sack there. And we'll see if this goes against Lone Star here. Their play calling here on this last drive of the half. But Fort Worth is going to get the ball back here, have a couple timeouts left. If they can get a good return, get some positive yards, you never know what can happen. Maybe they can set themselves up for a long field goal try here at the half, into the half.
Likely to be the best starting field position of the game for Fort Worth, as the punter, William Zerderfeld, is on at his own 25. Fair catch called for and taken by Cameron Curtis at the Fort Worth 40-yard line. I've got another stat for you. Ace Fennick, coming into the game, had only been sacked 9 times this season. He has taken 5 in the first half tonight.
That was one of my keys to the game there, is keeping Ace clean in the pocket. He hadn't been sacked very much this year, but the Toros defense is showing you why they're number 1 in so many categories.
Oh, it's a sack for Lone Star, as going down under heavy pressure was Xander Gold. Yogi Barr with the sack. Gold steps up, throws a little a one-handed catch made by Robert Guerra Jr. into Lone Star territory, and with 3 seconds left to go, gonna call a timeout and maybe try and hit one to the end zone.
Bit too far for most field goal kickers in the league. They'll probably line up to throw this one deep to the end zone.
Three seconds to go in the first half. Fort Worth with the ball at the Lone Star 47, down 13-0. They're in the Hail Mary formation with Xander Gold back there alone. Four-man rush. Gold steps up in the pocket. He gets the pass away, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds as nobody was open, and that will take us into halftime. It's been all Lone Star glory in most facets of the game. They lead 13-0 at the break. Here's Veggie Matson to break it down.
Second game between these I-35 rivals. The I-35 shootout. Lone Star Glory and the Fort Worth Toros. Fort Worth losing in the first matchup of the season, and now they've got Lone Star Glory at home. An auspicious start to the game for Fort Worth. They were really looking forward to getting out of the gates fast here. We take a look at some of these stats. Fort Worth defense has held Lone Star to only 100 yards passing, around 50 yards rushing. So statistically speaking, they're holding Lone Star Glory in check. It's just that they're giving Lone Star some short fields here, some short drives, and Lone Star is able to capitalize and put some points on the board. Fort Worth, maybe you could say, has played good defense in the red zone, and the fact that it's 13-zip instead of 21-zip is a good sign for Fort Worth as they head out here into the second half. For Lone Star Glory, quarterback Ace Finnick is wheeling and dealing, doing exactly what he needs to do. They're not being super aggressive downfield in the passing attack. They're taking what the Toros are giving them. They're swinging these balls out right and left, making some quick, fast passes, and of course here we see a highlight to Axis. He's been heavily involved, and then Adam Williams, the big tight end, has been the primary target today for Ace. And then on defense, Lone Star Glory, they came to play today. They are really shutting down the Toros on offense. We knew that Jason Williams is going to be a focal point for this game today, and he is getting the ball often for Fort Worth, but Lone Star Glory is really shutting them down. This is going to be a very interesting second half. I think I want to see Fort Worth open up the playbook a bit more on offense, but still keeping Jason Williams a focal point of that attack. Lone Star Glory, looks like for the first time in this game, going to receive this kick and be deep in their own territory. Let's see what they can do on offense here in the second half.
We are underway in the second half as Taco Sicario boots this one away. Lee Pato on the return, and he will get up to the Lone Star 28-yard line. Decent return. Let me read you the results of each of the Fort Worth drives in the first half, because I think they tell an interesting story. First drive of the game, 11 plays, 56 yards, interception. The next three drives, 3 and out, combined yards, 11. And then to end the half, they had the ball but couldn't do anything with it. First down and 10. Back to pass is Fennec over the middle. Nice seam route down the field to the Lone Star 45. And it's been the main man, Adam Williams. He had the lone touchdown in the first half for the Glory. He's got another catch here.
5th catch of the game for the big tight end, rookie tight end. He's going to continue to be a focal point here of the attack by Lone Star. He's Ace's favorite target. We saw Lone Star Glory make some good defensive adjustments against Jason Williams. Maybe Fort Worth needs to start watching to see who Adam Williams is on the field.
Handoff to the fullback. Collier showing a little bit of speed there as he picks up 9 yards straight up the middle.
Yeah, he showed some power running the ball today. He's making the most of his opportunities when he gets them, bowling over some people like a good fullback does. He's a 6'4", 260-pound rookie. Played his minor league ball out of Boise. He's looking to punish some people today.
Got the ball again, and he's got another first down into Fort Worth territory down to the 39-yard line. And he does a little shimmy as well. That's a big shimmy, as you said. 260 for the rookie.
And out of Alabama, they call him Grand. He is playing big today. It always helps your offense out when on these early downs you can get positive yardage out of the running game. And on this early drive here in the second half, they're getting some big gains out of Ike McBride and Cameron Collier.
Yeah, McBride has been really the story of the game. I'll finish my thought after this. 1st and 10, pitch over the middle into double coverage, and Dave Axis, who's been the lead wide receiver for Lone Star, picks up 11 yards and a first down to the 26-yard line.
Great.
And
I was just going to say, great.
I'll finish my point here real quick. Ike McBride in the first half, 39 yards on 9 attempts rushing. Jason Williams, 35 yards on 10 attempts. So the running backs are pretty even.
Are pretty even, but still, I guess I would say Ike McBride was running well today for Lone Star Glory.
Better than we expected, definitely. 9:05 to go at the snap. 1st and 10 to the far side. Intercepted at the far sideline. There may be nobody in between the interceptor and the end zone, but he's going to be run down at the Lone Star 46-yard line. Aiden Davis with his 3rd interception of the year.
Fantastic defense there by Aiden Davis. Plays that route perfectly and just is in the optimum position to turn right around and snag that ball out of the air. Gets a good return out of it. And just like that, that Lone Star Glory drive probing into Fort Worth territory is done. Fort Worth offense is back on the field. They're only down 13 points. They've got the ball in midfield. It's a new game here in the second half. But this offense will feel pretty good if they can put some points on the board.
From the Lone Star Glory, 46-yard line. Here's a handoff to Jason Williams. He was very quiet in the first half and only picks up 2 yards on first down. First drive of the game for Fort Worth. They went all the way into the red zone and then had a pass intercepted. First drive of the second half for the Glory, they take it all the way down inside the red zone and then have a pass intercepted. And that interception in the first half for Lone Star really turned the tide and gave them the momentum. Let's see if the same thing happens here for the Toros. 2nd and 8. Xander Gold over the middle. Nice teardrop pass. It's tipped and intercepted. It was wide off the hands of a wide open wide receiver, and Thomas Smith comes up with it off of the deflection.
Way to be aware there in the backfield or that secondary. Thomas Smith snags that ball out of the air off the tip. Great play and great awareness there by the free safety out of Detroit, Michigan. Heads up play. Good play by Thomas Smith, but that ball should have been reeled in for the catch there by Fort Worth. So that's an unfortunate turnover, especially when they had the ball right there at midfield. So the defense is back on the field a bit too quickly.
Chris Kovasak, the fullback, was wide open in the middle of the field, just skipped off his hands and straight into the hands of Smith. And now Ike McBride is back on the field and straight through the middle for a first down to the 48-yard line for Lone Star. Give her 11 yards on her first carry in the second half.
Great run here by Ike McBride. Breaks a tackle at the point of attack here on the line of scrimmage. Anytime you can do that when that defense is spread out like that, it's almost a guaranteed 5, 6, 7-yard run. Picks up the first down, sets up another first and 10 series here right at midfield for Lone Star.
4 wide. Fennick alone under center, nobody in the backfield. He takes a 3-step drop. He throws over the middle. Underneath, that's a catch made and close to a first down, 9 yards. Let's take a look at some quarterbacking numbers. These numbers obviously before the game began.
These two quarterbacks, very similar in a number of these categories. Here we see Ace Fennick leading in pass yards, Xander Gold completion percentage, fewer interceptions, both around 8-10 touchdowns. They're very much kind of the leaders of their teams, playing well this year. Xander Gold, the experienced vet. Ace Fennick, the rookie.
Here is McBride. What a run for McBride. Gets a nice block to the outside of the 20. Down the sideline, 15, 10. Dragged down to the 8-yard line. Best run of the game by far for Ike McBride as she sets up the Lone Star Glory inside the 10.
Tough and Rumble. That's Ike McBride's nickname. They call her Tough and Rumble, and that's exactly what she did right there. Another broken tackle, punishes the defender. Off tackle to the right, big gainer for Lone Star Glory. It sets them up deep inside Fort Worth territory here. So that interception was proving to be costly by Fort Worth because now they are backed up. Their defense is backed up on the goal line. 1st and goal, Lone Star Glory.
From the 8-yard line, 6:57 to go, third quarter. Fennick, back to pass to the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Liam Hammer. And E.K. Vincent got in there and knocked it away. I'm sort of confused here, Benji, because the last time they got down into the red zone, they passed it 3 times. You just had Ike McBride run you most of the length of the field to get down here. Why aren't you trusting your running back?
Well, that's a great question. 2nd and goal here. Is this a running play coming up? We'll see what they do, and then we can figure this out.
They've got 2 in the backfield, McBride and Collier. Here is McBride, up the middle, gets a nice block, and down to the 3-yard line. So now, if they had done that first, then they would have had 2 plays to punch it in from the 3. Now they've only got 1.
Yeah, sometimes when a team has great success like that on a big play offensively, they might think that they can catch the defense off guard by flipping the script. Great running play by Ike McBride. Try and sneak the pass in there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
3rd and goal. It's going to be a pass. Fennec to the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Risky call. It pays off. Dave Axis with the score, and it's now a 3-score lead for Lone Star Glory.
Great catch in the end zone by Axis there, just under the outstretched arms of Nacho Sicario, who almost was able to make the play there on that. Dave Axis catches another touchdown. He comes in hot from last week, and Lone Star continues to build on this lead after that costly turnover by the Fort Worth Toros.
A second passing a touchdown from inside the 5 for Ace Fennec today. He's up to 12 on the season. That's Dave Axis' 5th, ties him with Adam Williams for the team lead. Wally Herman on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. And the Toros have a 20-point lead. 20-point deficit to overcome. They trail the Lone Star Glory 20-0. We'll be back after the break. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Welcome back to Fort Worth, Texas. I'm Michael Twitter. Alongside me is Benji Batson. Jack Brown and Alan Armitage are the statistics people for today. Statsmen, if you will. On the return is Cameron Curtis. He gets up to the 24-yard line. And coming into the game, it was really do or die for Fort Worth, not only to not be swept by their rivals, but they have an absolute gauntlet of tough games coming up in the next few weeks to sort of end the season, as they face 2 of the top teams in the league, Louisiana and Jacksonville, and an always game Charleston team in the next 3 weeks. Plus, they would be down 2-0 to the Lone Star Glory on the season and lose that tiebreaker. Xander Gold over the middle, incomplete, as it was knocked away by Eugene Obregon, who already has an interception today.
Xander Golden looking deep for Stephen Hacker there. That connection is going to be vital here in the second half, almost already halfway through the third quarter. Fort Worth is going to have to start looking to take some shots down the field when they can get something open there. And, of course, we know Stephen Hacker is ready to hack that defense at any moment. So I think Xander Gold is going to be looking deep for his receivers here, hopefully. Cade Stevens, Stephen Hacker, and Cameron Curtis, and the Cowboy here in the second half.
Gold, pressure at his face, throws it over the middle, and it's knocked away. How about the defensive backs for the Lone Star Glory today? They have been everywhere, swatting them balls down like flies.
Absolutely. They're playing really great. I'm taking a look at the chart here, the drive chart. Fort Worth, if they don't convert here and extend this drive, they're in danger of going 3 and out or ending a drive with an interception on every drive since their first of the game.
Back to pass, throw from Gold. It's tipped up in the air, and it's almost intercepted. A couple of people had a shot at it. Brian Craven was in the area, Thomas Smith as well. And that's another 3 and out for Fort Worth.
7 total drives now in the game for Fort Worth. First drive, 11 plays, 56 yards, ended in interception. And the 6 drives after that have either ended in a punt after going 3 and out or an interception. So they're just out of sorts today on the offensive side of the ball, Fort Worth is.
Ray Einhorn on to punt again. Kick is away. It's going to be good field position for the Glory as Lee Potto returns to the 44-yard line of Lone Star. Let's look at the upcoming schedule for the Lone Star Glory. They face a very dangerous Mexico City team next week. Then Queen City and Tulsa after that. Both of those teams 3 and 4, but have the potential for big games. And then they close out the season at Chicago. So based on this performance, I mean, there's easily 2 or 3 wins in there for Lone Star. Handoff, McBride, nowhere to go. 2nd down and 9. Download CrowdPlay, our new partner for 2020, and play the game about the game. Follow the action and answer questions for a chance to win a share of the $1,000 prize pool. Your next chance to win is Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern when the Denver Nightwings fly to the East Coast to face the Charleston Predators. Visit crowdplay.com for more information. Ace Fennick on 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Rifles it down the field. It's tipped in the air and incomplete. David Horrell almost had that interception off the deflection.
That would have been a spark if he could have brought that tip in like that. First-round draft pick for the Toros. Playing excellent this season from his linebacking spot. Had a chance there to make that interception, perhaps turn the momentum for Fort Worth Toro. They have a 3rd and 9 here against Lone Star.
3rd down and 9 for the Glory. Ace Fennick. Back to pass. Hit as he throws. Over the middle. Jump pass. It finds the hands of Liam Hammer. And Hammer all the way for the touchdown. And it goes from bad to worse for Fort Worth as Lone Star has jumped out to a 26-0 lead.
Hammer time. How did he catch this ball? I thought that defensive back, well, good play there in the secondary. Liam Hammer brings that ball in. I thought it was a little bit more of a contested play there than it really was, but that was an interesting jump pass from that quarterback, Ace Fennick, to Liam Hammer. That connection, Ace Fennick to Liam Hammer, Ace Fennick to Dave Axis, Ace Fennick to Adam Williams. They've been hot last several games, and they're continuing their streaky play here today.
All 3 major receivers, the tight end Adam Williams and wide receivers Dave Axis and Liam Hammer, have now caught a touchdown today for the Lone Star Glory. The extra point is blocked, so the score will remain 26-0 with 5:15 to go. It's panic button time for the Toros. They get the ball next. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Michael Toretto, Benji Matson back with you in Fort Worth, Texas. It's been all Lone Star Glory. They lead 26-0, 5:15 to go 3rd quarter, as it looks for all the world like Lone Star is going to do the double over their in-state rivals in both of their teams' inaugural seasons. These teams Stadium's only separated by 37 miles down I-35 in Texas. And it's been all Lone Star based out of Denton in the 2 matchups this season. They won the first matchup back in week 4, 23-10. First down and 10 for the Toros. Xander Gold under center. And it's going to be a throw for Gold. Back to pass. And he's going to be dropped for another sack. That would be Hugo Reynosa on the sack, his 3rd of the season.
Hugo the Yugo. Big 6'7", 330-pound rookie. I think he's the size of a Yugo. Might be showing my age there, but as a big boy playing defensive tackle for the Glory, makes the big sack, forces a 2nd and long.
Yeah, that reference flew over my head. I didn't get that one. 2nd down and 16 from the 18-yard line. This is probably the best run for Jason Williams of the second half. He gets those 6 yards back. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Well, Michael, a Yugo is a small automobile. And I think Hugo is the size of a rather larger, small automobile. He's just a big boy playing defensive tackle there.
3rd down and 10. Xander Gold going for it all. Knocked away as Brian Craven got a hand to it. And it was deflected probably a 2nd time by Lincoln King Sr. And it's going to be another 3 and out for the Toros. How about this? 25 yards passing for Xander Gold.
I would have never thought we would have been talking about that stat right there halfway through the 3rd quarter in this game today. 25 yards passing with Xander Gold, 42 yards rushing by Jason Williams. So 2 stars, extremely limited today by this fantastic Glory defense.
4:05 to go at the punt by Einhorn. And Lee Potto will get up to the Lone Star 40-yard line. It's only the 3rd quarter, but we are very much in danger of seeing a shutout here. And the Fort Worth Toros, last week had a victory in shutout fashion against the St. Louis Gladiators, winning 14-0. They may be about to get shut out themselves here. With 15 minutes exactly to go in the ball game. Throw to the far sideline from Fennec is caught by Hammer. And it's 2nd down and 6. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and replica jerseys are out now. Get your name on the back of your team's or your favorite team's jersey and visit team stores and libraries for purchase options through sector6apparel.com or through our website at simulationfl.net. Just hit the shop button. 2nd down and 6. High snap, corralled by Fennec. Throw to the near side for McBride on a check down. She'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Do you have a Sector 6 jersey or a piece of apparel, Benji?
I do have a piece of Sector 6 merchandise. It's on my wall right in front of me. I represent the fantastic London Knights, and I have their banner flying proudly right in front of me.
3rd down and 5 from the 45-yard line. 3 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Over the middle from Fennec. It's tipped and caught. Unbelievable show of athleticism from Adam Williams as he readjusted mid-route to catch a deflected pass.
And the tight end's doing it all today in this game for the Glory. Great concentration to stay with that play and bring that ball in. Converts another 1st down for the Glory.
Top play of the week for sure by Williams, who has a touchdown already today. Back to pass. Fennec, middle, incomplete. Looking for a diving Hammer.
Good play on defense there by Delaney Nash. This is a talented Toros defense, and we really haven't been able to sing their praises today. But Delaney Nash is a rookie member of this talented Toro squad. 2 great teams here today, full of young potential stars all across the board on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Delaney Nash is one of those players for the Toros.
2nd down, 10. Fennec low snap this time. Fires middle. Caught inside Toros territory all the way down to the 27-yard line. That's Williams again. He is now 8 for 8 on targets to receptions, and then one that wasn't targeting him, he caught anyway.
Yeah, got like a vacuum cleaner out there once he gets past that line of scrimmage. Anything that comes in his vicinity, he just sucks that one right up. He's catching everything today. And that's a great confidence booster if you're a quarterback, to know that when you see that tight end running down the field there, you just got to get the ball to him. And more chances than not, he's going to reel it in.
Back to pass, Fennec again. 7-yard pickup to the far side. And now Ace Fennec and these Lone Star Glory receivers really just have the run of the field for a Fort Worth Toros defense that appears beaten.
Still a full quarter to play, and you know Fort Worth Toros aren't going to stop playing. They're not going to quit. They got a lot of fight in the squad, so they're going to be playing to the whistle today. But Lone Star is looking good.
2nd down, 3. Fennec moves in the pocket, throws to the end zone, and Hammer has a second touchdown of the quarter. And the Lone Star Glory are pouring it on the Fort Worth Toros here in Fort Worth tonight.
2 scores in a row for the Hammer, Liam Hammer. He is hurting them. They forgot to tell him, don't hurt him, Hammer. But he is he's doing it today from his wide receiver spot. Great play by these Stars on the Glory side of the ball on offense. They're just having a fantastic game. Great game plan today by the Lone Star Glory coaches.
It was 13-0 at halftime. I mean, we thought Fort Worth, just one little swing of momentum, they'd be back in the game. Blink and you miss it. It's now 33-0. Extra point good from Wally Herman. And with 1:25 to go in the third, we will step aside and be right back for the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Back again to Fort Worth, Texas. We have reached blowout territory as the Lone Star Glory lead the Fort Worth Toros 33-0 with 1:25 to go in the third. Fort Worth back on offense. Here comes the return from Kovacic. Out past the 20 and up to the 24-yard line. And, we've pretty much seen it all, Benji. We had a blocked extra point earlier. We have a quarterback with 25 yards passing late in the third quarter. And it's really been a dominant third for Lone Star as they've ballooned the league from 13-0 to 33-0. 1st and 10. Xander Gold back to pass, throws near side. That pass is caught and scampering out of bounds after a 7-yard gain is Chris Komasak. Excuse me, that's Chris Armstrong.
Looking through the stats here quickly, one thing that catches my eye, I know the game plan got off track for Fort Worth early in this game today, but Jason Williams, their running back, leads the team in receptions and doesn't have one today.
Gold under center with 3 receivers to the far side. 1:01 to go in the third at the snap. Gold, long, deep behind the defense. It's caught, and the Stephen Hacker has the speed, and that is going to be number 100 in career touchdowns for Xander Gold. And he moves into 15th place all time in total touchdowns by a quarterback. And the speed of Stephen Hacker made that play happen.
Congratulations to quarterback Xander Gold. Makes the connection with Stephen Hacker, the number 1 wideout for this team. They've been trying that route several times today. It hasn't worked out. Great defense by the Glory, but here finally they're able to make that connection. Just green fields in front of Stephen Hacker running this one in. Great to see the offense still trying pushing forward. Great play there by the Toros, and congratulations again to Vandergold.
They've been throwing that long bomb at least once a possession all game long, and that's really the first time that it has connected with a receiver. The safeties, Thomas Smith and Lincoln Kingseed Sr., have been doing very well to shut down those deep routes until now, as it's a 70-yard touchdown reception for Stephen Hacker. That is his 7th receiving touchdown of the season, Gold's 9th passing touchdown of the season. And it is now 33-7 after the extra point is up and good from Taco Sicario. That is the first thing that Taco Sicario has had to do except kick the ball off for the second half.
I wonder if they found him in the tunnel. They had to go get him for that kick.
He'd probably, chilling out on a beach towel, fizzy drink in hand. I mean, I'm not doing anything this game. He comes out, kicks the extra point. Toros now down 33-7. Lone Star back with the football. 49 seconds to go in the third. You can catch the SFL live every July through October and January through April. Over the weekends and Monday nights on 11 Sports for the fans and the SFL's YouTube and Twitch channels. Follow at Simulationfl on Twitter to always get the most up-to-date broadcast dates, times, and matchups so you don't miss a moment of the action. Ike McBride straight up the middle. And she is 5 yards away from triple digits today.
And this will be her first 100-yard game of the season, so I'm sure Lone Star Glory wants to see that happen for her. But she has been the catalyst for this offense today. We've seen Ace sling it here to his receivers, playing a fantastic game. But Ike McBride started this thing off today for the Glory. Let's see if they can get her 100 yards on the day.
Fennec throws incomplete right through the hands of Axis. It'll be 3rd down and 5. McBride today over 500 yards for the season on the ground.
And this is an aspect of their team that as their running game improves, this team is going to become, deadly. If we see what they're doing to the Toros today, this great defense, and they're only going to get better, the Glory could be a dangerous team.
Handoff, middle, McBride. First down, and there it is. A 100-yard rushing game for Ike McBride. I need to correct something. In the Twitch chat over at twitch.tv/FTFnext, Robert Garrett Jr., who is the tight end for the Fort Worth Toros and one of my broadcast partners this season. I'll finish my thought after we get to the fourth quarter. This is the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Glory lead the Toros 33-7. Put your fours up. We'll be back in a minute. Fourth quarter on tap. Lone Star Glory all over the Fort Worth Toros. It's 33-7, and the Glory have the football. 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line, 11 minutes to play in the game. Back to pass, Ace Fedek, and he throws to the far side. It's knocked away. So before we went to break, I was talking about Robert Garrett Jr. in the chat at FTF, at the Twitch TV/FTF Next.
That guy.
He told me that every time I call a Fort Worth game, this is my third Fort Worth call of the year, they get blown out. I would like to correct him with facts. The first time I called a Fort Worth game, they lost by 5 to Arizona in week 3. The second time I called one of their games, Benji, you were here with me. Here's Collier up the middle, fullback dive for 7 yards. They blew out the number 1 team in the league,
Yes,
51-17 over the Sioux Falls Sparrows.
Yeah, absolutely they did. That was an incredible game that the Toros played, and you see the potential or the capability they have as a team. The score today is they're on the wrong end of the score. They shouldn't get their heads down because they are a really good team.
Handoff, Collier again, first down and pulling David Worrell for about 5 more yards than he probably deserved on that play. First down and 10 for the Fort Worth 49. So that hopefully clears the air with Robert Garrett Jr. First and 10 for the Glory from the 49-yard line, just crossed midfield. Fennec, middle, Williams, another catch from the tight end spot, gave him 12 yards and a first down to the Fort Worth 36.
He's having a stellar day today, Adam Williams is. So is Ace Finnick. We've seen him standing tall in the pocket and delivering. It's just a wide open play there that Finnick connects with Adam Williams on. That play has been there all day for him. Adam Williams now up 7 receptions, 7 for 7 for 77 yards. Some good numbers there for the big tight end. 2 touchdowns for the rookie.
Off middle to Collier, and he will get nothing. It is now time for the out-of-town scoreboard presented by ScoreStream, the official live scoring app of the SFL. Download the ScoreStream app today to keep up with all of the SFL scores as they happen. And after this second down and 10, I'll get to the scores. Fennec back to pass to the far side. Plenty of room to run over there. And just shy of the first down. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. Dave Axe has made the catch. Louisiana continued their hot streak. They beat Houston 45-35. St. Louis rebounded by beating Las Vegas 26-23. Vancouver all over Portland 31-10. Jacksonville demolished Chicago 41-9. And earlier today, Arizona beat Atlanta 19-10. 3rd down and 4. Fennec, 3-step drop, middle into the soft zone, and it is caught for the first down to the 23-yard line, and there's Williams again. Upcoming later today, we've got 3 more games for you. One of them on the 11 Sports Network, that is Baltimore and Mexico City. That's a huge game towards the top of the standings. Then on the SFL's Twitch channel at 8 p.m., Florida hosts Tulsa, and on the YouTube channel, also at 8 p.m., London hosts Carolina. I know Bensi will be very interested in that matchup. Monday night, a doubleheader on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Queen City and Sioux Falls do battle at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then at 9 p.m. Eastern, it's our Game of the Week. Crowd play is involved as Charleston hosts Denver. Cameron Irvine and Ramos Lynn will be on the call from the great state of South Carolina. That is your out-of-town scoreboard presented by ScoreStream. 2nd down, 9, handoff, and Bride got walloped on that play. Big hit by Vincent.
Every once in a while, a team plays a game that you just put an asterisk up there. And this is that game for Fort Worth. I think that they're more like the team that beat Sioux Falls than they are the team that is losing here at home to the Glory today.
Fennec into the flat for McBride, and McBride can't get out of bounds. Clock will still run. I mean, the clock, really, if this was the score of a game, you know, I do high school games as well. If this was a score of a high school game, we'd have a running clock down towards the end. Just over 7 minutes to go now. And it'll be 4th down and 4. Wally Hermanau to do a little bit more damage. Kick is all the way from Herman. It is good. He remains perfect on the day, perfect on the season from 33 yards. And the Lone Star Glory now lead the Fort Worth Toros 36-7. And we will come back and finish off this game for you. There's 6:45 to go on the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Six minutes and 45 seconds to go in the fourth quarter from the Stockyard Stadium in Fort Worth, Texas. The Toros down big, 36-7 to the visiting Lone Star Glory. This is the second matchup of the season for these teams. The Glory won at home in Week 4, 23-10. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the 25-yard line for the Toros.
A quick story here for you on the great kicker Wally Herman. You know, some people rescue dogs. Wally rescues parrots. So see Wally Herman for all of your attack parrot needs, he says. He raises attack parrots. Isn't that crazy?
We have so many fantastic stories in the Simulation Football League, and really one of the best jobs that we do as commentators is to get to tell some of those stories. Second out and 9 after the gain of 1 for Jason Williams. Just really hasn't been his day. Second down 9, 6:10 to go. Williams breaks the tackle and then gets dragged to the ground after a gain of head. Let's take a look at some Week 8 headlines. Streeter and Redford dominate running backs in their wins for Louisiana and Vancouver, respectively. The St. Louis rookies are playing like veterans in a victory at Las Vegas at the Fury's first home loss of the season. A pair of 5-2 teams set to do battle today at 5 p.m. Eastern. Play in Mexico City, the Vultures versus the Aztecs. Goal downfield, triple coverage and caught. Nice catch by Stephen Hacker. He's been the main man, if you can say that the Toros have a main receiver. He did get the 70-yard touchdown earlier in the third quarter.
You know, he shows the confidence that Xander Gold has in his receiver, Stephen Hacker, there. We saw from that highlight, Xander Gold lets loose of that ball. We don't even see Stephen Hacker in the picture. All we see are defenders. And then out of nowhere, Stephen Hacker swoops in and grabs that ball. That shows you the confidence that Xander Gold has in his great receiver.
1st and 10 at the 45 of Lone Star. Another pass over the middle, another catch, and a penalty flag flies late as King Seed Jr. drags down Cameron Curtis. That's Curtis's first catch of the game.
Face mask.
And they're going to grab a Lone Star defender for the face mask. That's Lincoln Kingseed. they're going to grab for the infraction. So tack on another 15 yards. That'll put the Toros in the red zone.
Good catch and run by the rookie Cameron Curtis there for the Toros.
5th round pick, 84th overall out of Annapolis, Maryland, the Annapolis Navigators. Has 1 touchdown on the season coming into today. From the 13-yard line, handoff Williams up the middle. Gets to the 6, and the Toros go a little bit of hurry-up offense here, showing off the speed. Gold floats it back of the end zone. Touchdown, Fort Worth Toros. 2 passing touchdowns for Gold, both of them to Stephen Hacker.
Stephen Hacker shows us again here that he's a talented receiver with a tiptoe catch here in the back of the end zone. Runs a little bit of an out in, finds right up the seam there. It was a sweet spot and brings that one in for the score there. Nice fast drive by the Toros. We're still playing strong here in the 4th quarter.
Passing touchdown 101 in the career of Xander Gold. And with 4:35 to go in the 4th, Taco Sicario on for his 2nd extra point attempt of the game. It is good. And the Toros now down 36-14. If they can get 1 more touchdown, they would get to their average points scored per game, which is 22.7. Here comes the kickoff from Taco Sicario. And it's going to be an onside kick. It's going to be bobbled, and it's going to be got by... I can't really tell who's at the bottom of the pile. It may be Fort Worth. Chris Armstrong looks to have retrieved the ball in the scrum for the Toros, and he has.
Fort Worth offense back on the field here with the chance to put some more points on the board. You'd mentioned their points per game statistic. Both these teams coming into the game today are kind of in the middle of the pack in a lot of the offensive categories. So Toros maybe not playing up to speed today. They'd like another chance to score some more points.
Gold to the far sideline, caught, and falling out of bounds after a gain of 4 is Hacker. And we just hit the over with that last Toros touchdown. The over-under was 45.5. And as you can see, the very lopsided community poll of who the SFL community thought was going to win this week. Lone Star flips the script, and they take a 28% chance to win, according to the community, and turn it into a blowout victory. 4:29 to go in the 4th. Gold back to pass, throws middle, almost intercepted, as Mickey McGuire knocked it away.
Mickey McGuire had nothing but daylight between him and the end zone on that one. If you could have brought that one in, might still be galloping right now for the touchdown. Gloria played a fantastic game today on defense. Great game plan by the Glory.
Four wide for Gold, throws middle, and caught in one-on-one coverage. Here comes the up-tempo offense. That was Stephen Hacker. Now to the 46-yard line, 4:15 to go. Offsides jumped. Free play for Fort Worth. It's going to be a short check down pass for about 5 yards. We'll see if they take the penalty or not. And Damon James picks up his first catch of the game.
Neutral zone infraction. Number 60. Defense. 12-yard penalty. Repeat. First down.
And Jukin Rukin, that's really the first time we've mentioned the big defensive end outside of the opening roster rundown. The 4th season veteran has played in all of the incarnations of this Lone Star Glory team, back when they were the Dallas Lobos, then the Seattle Tyrants, and now the Lone Star Glory.
Having a strong year, 6 sacks from his defensive end spot.
Jumped off sides there, gave the Toros a 1st and 5. Gold check down to Williams. Williams spins away from one tackle, but can only pick up 1 yard. 3:50 to go in the ball game. Gold back to pass, slings it sidearm, and he has a crossing pattern for a first down up to the 29-yard line. That's Robert Garrett Jr. Hasn't been involved much today, the tight end. Here comes the up-tempo offense still. Gold looking for the end zone. It's intercepted at the goal line by Lincoln Kingseed Sr., and that will pretty much be that.
We see how excited the defense is on the field here after that play. They've just had a monster game today. Now after the tip here, Kingseed comes in with the interception, brings it upfield. So he was the beneficiary of that great play on defense there, but an interception is an interception. A great play by Kingseed. The free safety's having a great year for the Lone Star Glory.
Tipping that pass was Thomas Smith, who had an interception earlier in the ball game. 1st and 10 now, the Lone Star 18 for the Glory. With 3:29 to go, and we should see a heavy dosage of Ike McBride as she takes the ball off the right-hand side for 4 yards. We are racing quickly towards the 2-minute warning. One more game on the 11 Sports and For the Fans network today for the Simulation Football League, and it is a biggie. Mexico City and Baltimore. Second down and 6 after the McBride carry. McBride off the right-hand side again and crushed pretty much as she received the ball from the backside. Nice penetration there by the defensive line. That's Catherine Horrell.
Catherine Horrell is a rookie this year, played for Madison in the minor leagues, and she's having a great season for a rookie there on that defensive line. Out of her defensive tackle spot, 7 sacks on the season. Great rookie campaign.
And leads all defensive linemen in total tackles with 28 coming into the day. Fennick on 3rd and 9, steps into the pocket, rolls right, throws back across his body, and it's airmailed! An interception! Aiden Davis is going to take it back inside the 15 and down to the 13, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Aiden Davis with a gift, and the Toros inside the red zone when we come back to Fort Worth. Fort Worth, Texas, the Toros trailing the Lone Star Glory 14-36. Minute 57 left to go in the game. An addendum to the last play I'll get to after this first play from the 13-yard line. Xander Gold stands in, fires to the goal line, touchdown! Fort Worth, 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter after being down 36-0, or 33-0 rather. And they are an extra point away from hitting their average of points per game for the season. That's Robert Garrett Jr. on the reception, his 3rd touchdown of season 15.
Good play by the Cowboy.
So the addendum I wanted to make was the interception that set up that touchdown was not thrown by Ace Fennick. That was Jacob Parrott, the backup. And I think that he will remain on the sidelines for the remainder of this game. Kick on the way and good from Taco Sicario. So with 1:54 to go, Lone Star 36, Fort Worth 21. And a couple of things that I found worth mentioning that never came up through open play today. Al Lewis, for the Lone Star Glory, the defensive tackle, as the onside kick is pretty easily recovered by Kingseed Sr., is tied atop the league in half sacks. He's tied with Tank Hutt of the Las Vegas Fury. And the Lone Star Glory, while I don't think they ever went for it on fourth down today, they are 4 of 4 on fourth down. Or, excuse me, 5 of 5 on fourth down. Handoff, McBride thrown backwards after a gain of 3, and the first timeout's being called by Fort Worth. Here's the rest of the headlines for this week. The Eggplant Bowl, the traditional game between the Skyhawks and the Knights. Winner gets an eggplant and pretty much stays in the hunt for a playoff spot. That's tonight at 7:15 Eastern. And a season after the Predators had their best season in team history, made a run in the playoffs. They are 3-4 and face a very tough they face a very tough Denver team on Monday night.
We'll be cooking up some eggplant tonight in our house. Roasted eggplant is delicious, Hugo.
Minute 47 left. Lone Star just tried to ice the game. Handoff, McBride off the right-hand side, tackled for a gain of only 1 of the 4th down and 7. And if you want more SFL content, our Discord community has podcasts, articles, and highlights about the league, its teams, and its players. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Simulationfl and visit our website at simulationfl.net for more news, features, and information. And join our Discord server while you're there as well. We'd love to have you. From right on the 50-yard line, punt is away from William Zoiderfeld. Only his second of the game. It rolls into the end zone for a touchback. Minute 34 to go. Fort Worth will be back on the ball. And if you do join our Discord community, it shows me there's a flag on the play. And it's fair catch interference against Eugene Obregon, who has an interception today back in the first quarter. And it'll give the Toros a few more yards than they were originally expecting to have. But as I said, if you join our Discord community, get your player position locked and loaded today through our Discord server and the SFL Minor League, now 12 teams, there's more opportunities than ever to be the player you've always wanted to be. Visit our Discord community as he passes to the far sideline for 9 yards. Visit our Discord community through simulationfl.net. The second season of the SFL Minor League starts in October. Contact Deputy Commissioner Andrew Rastelli on Discord for more information.
Second and inches. Ball at the 30-yard line.
Second down and less than a yard to go. Gold, swing out to Thrilliams, and he is out to the 34-yard line, picks up a first down. Minute 18 to go. Fort Worth out of timeouts. And a short pass over the middle is caught on a crossing pattern. It'll be second down and 1, gain of 9 at the 43-yard line. Gold to the far sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Stephen Hacker, and it was knocked away by Lee Pato. or excuse me, Britt Zablinski with the deflection. We're coming down to the end here, Benji. You're going to have to pick a player of the game quite soon. It's not going to be easy. There have been so many standout players today.
I suppose I will have to start thinking about that, won't I? Yeah, this is too bad you can't give the award to the whole team, as Lone Star Glory in every facet today has dominated.
To the far side, pass is caught on a crossing pattern. And staying in bounds was the receiver on the far side. That was Robert Garrett Jr. And so now with just 40 seconds to go, they'll spike the ball and maybe take one more shot at the end zone.
I will tell you though that I have someone in mind to lean towards. We'll see what happens when they finish this game off.
Let's take a look at the standings. Lone Star will join the gaggle of teams at 4-4. Remember, we came into the week this week with 13 of the league's 22 teams at 3-4, including both of these teams. Gold to the air again, in and out of the hand of the intended receiver, Cade Stevens. That's Cade Stevens' first target of the game. And as you can see, the game immediately following is 5-2 against 5-2, Mexico City and Baltimore. The winner of that game stays in contention for a playoff bye. Three receivers in a bunch formation left. Gold looks to the one-on-one coverage over the middle, and breaking two tackles, but running the wrong way is Stephen Hacker. They're going to call his forward progress stop to the Lone Star 44. It's now going to be 4th and 2 under 20 seconds to go. And we'll see if they take one more shot to the end zone to try and just save face a little bit on the stat sheet. Gold, middle, knocked away with 6 seconds to go. And a very impressive game by Brian Craven.
Great game all around by the Bash brothers from their linebacker spots. That was a big key to the game today coming in here, that these linebackers are going to have to play well on defense, and that they have. Here's a great replay of the good linebacker, the great linebacker making this play there. The Bash brothers were in full effect today, tracking down Jason Williams, just never letting him get on track today. Well done, boys.
Both Brian Craven and Doug Day followed their owner, Charles Doherty from Vancouver, to Lone Star this season, and that is it. One kneel down is all it takes for the clock to run out, and we have a final score. It's the Glory 36, the Toros 21, and even that score is a bit deceiving because Lone Star led 33-0 before the Toros even scored their first point of the game. It's time for our post-game show. Let's take a look at some stats and highlights, and Benji, your assessment of what is overall a dominant game for the Lone Star Glory.
Yeah, dominant game for sure. One of their best games of the year on both sides of the ball. Here we see the interception thrown by Ace Finnick, but outside of 2 interceptions, Ace Finnick played fantastic today, as the young quarterback is tending to do these days, spreading the ball around to his stars and making plays. And we see an interception there on the defense side of the ball. On defense today, perhaps the players of the game here, truly this Lone Star Glory defense, where they just did not let Fort Worth get on track today at all. They bottled up Jason Williams and Xander Gold. Both of their stats improved in the second half, but there was a spot in the game where quarterback Xander Gold only had 25 yards passing and Jason Williams in the 30-yard range for rushing. So they just did a fantastic job of limiting the Toros stars and wouldn't let Toro offense stay on the field. Just in that first half alone, I think after the first drive by Fort Worth, Lone Star Glory forced either a 3-and-out punt or an interception on the next 6 straight Fort Worth drives. And that was, I believe, the story of the game. From there, the Glory played really well on offense, getting everyone involved. Adam Williams played a fantastic game. I think they had a playbook in today that was just called throw it to the tight end for a first down. And they called that one often. 9 times for Adam Williams today, 9 for 9, 94 yards, 4 receptions for Liam Hammer, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns apiece to Liam and Adam. Dave Axis getting in on the action too with 71 yards. And Ace Finnick was 24 for 36, about 275 yards and 4 scores. They just played really well today on the offensive side of the ball. Too much for Fort Worth today.
You mentioned that at one point, Xander Goldham only had 25 yards passing. That was late in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that Lone Star really let the game go a little bit in the 4th quarter. 21 points for the Toros, but it was already the game was already gone at that point. A dominant victory for Lone Star. They sweep the first 2 games of this newly forged rivalry. Your player of the game is Ace Fennick, the quarterback, 288 yards, 4 touchdowns on a 117 QBR. So that'll be it for us. For Alan Armitage and Jake Brown on stats, Cameron Irvine, our producer. For Benji Matson, alongside me, I have been Michael Cirillo saying so long and see you next time from Fort Worth.